Good morning. Welcome to our cooking class with Chinese Little San Marino and the Global Library. It's our pleasure to have with us celebrity chef Theresa Lin. Thank you, Theresa.
Thank you for having me. Hi, everyone. Good morning.
This is our newly renovated kitchen in the San Marino Chinese Club. Well, everyone's welcome to come to the look when it's safe to do so. Well, today we have two resident regulars. I want to introduce Theresa Lin. She is a celebrity chef. She's very well known in the Chinese community. She was the food stylist for the 2013 or the Best Foreign Film nomination of the
Oscar Academy Award by Ali. Eat, drink, man, woman.
Yes. And also, everybody knows the movie The Life of Pi, right? Theresa.
Yeah, I've been the catering director. And I took care of 700 people.
Yeah, and I remember you mentioned to me that because of the different nationalities from different countries, right? You have to prepare how many different
all kinds of foods from Asia to even Africa, Japanese, India, all kinds of food. But I actually got this idea from my children. They work at Google. So Google has big, beautiful, all kinds of cuisine there. So I just put that there, and we set up for different groups so people can have a salad bar, juice bar, fruit bar, dessert bar, and Mongolian barbecue, Chinese, Western, India, vegetarian. So everybody's happy.
So the big international buffet.
Right, and they don't bump to each other because we got different groups.
Oh, that's great. And what about the animals?
Oh yeah, we have to feed a tiger too.
Oh really?
Yeah, they're the real tiger, not the fake one. Yeah, not just the animal like a machine or toy. Yeah, they're a real animal. So we have to feed them with the beef.
Oh,
beef shank, beef. Sometimes they eat even better, more expensive than us. They have beautiful steak.
I'm jealous. Well, today Theresa is bringing two very popular and delicious Chinese cuisine. So we will start. If you have the ingredient at home, please follow her steps. She's very great at giving out instructions. So, but if you don't, just watch it, and when you have time, go buy the ingredients and try to take them home. And everything will be recorded and will be on our website. I'll put the information later, so you can always go back to look at it. All right, Theresa.
Thank you.
Look forward to tasting yummy food.
Yeah, and try it. Thank you. Our first dish is a Cajun style, the scrambled egg with the shrimp, which is very beautiful, delicious, and simple. That's why I want to share with you. Okay. Now we have all the ingredients here. If you can take a look at all these. We have the egg, we have the shrimp, and we have these kind of. I'm actually only using the green onion. Okay, only the green onion. But I want to introduce to you that basically. In our Chinese cuisine, because I want you to share the joy of Chinese cuisine. So if you understand, this is the green onion, and this is the ginger, and this is the garlic. Okay, these are the three basic spice that we always use, this kind of ingredient. And remember, ginger is very important because they are considered hot for your body. Because we cook food in yin and yang, hot and cold, sun and moon. So sun means hot, which means yang, okay? Because we call the sun 太阳, so it's yang, which means hot, which will bring you a lot of energy, okay? And this is the one, okay? So sometimes if you go out for a trip, if you feel like maybe you're going to get the catch cold, and we will always boil this with the black sugar or the brown sugar. Okay, sometimes the dark sugar. We use the ginger roots to cook with the sugar as a tea to drink. So I always prepare this during the time when we were filming The Life of Pi, because we have 6 Marines from Australia, and always they're sinking themselves into the water, shaping the boat for the tiger and for Pi. So every time when they jump out from the water, we always serve them the hot tea from the ginger and the we call it brown red sugar. Okay, so you put it into like soup and you serve it like tea. This is very good for your health. Okay, so I'm going to use the green onion to stir fry with the egg and shrimp. So simple, easy. You just chop them and mash them into finely into small pieces. Simple, and they will enhance the flavor of the seafood and also the egg. So what we're going to do is put them here to get ready. And here are the eggs. Also for the eggs, we'll beat the egg and season with a little bit salt and white pepper. But if you like, you can use black pepper too. White pepper is a little bit spicy. Black pepper tastes really good. Okay, so you're going to add a little bit of them. The reason why I don't use the dark one because they look so vivid and yellowish. So I don't want to add too dark thing to destroy the beauty of the egg. Okay, so when you buy the egg, you just open the egg when they shrink together, tightly together, which means it's very fresh. But when they just splash like water, which means it's already overbaked. Okay, so I'm gonna beat it and add a little bit sea salt. So start from now, only eat the sea salt, the natural salt. Don't eat other salt, okay? Because this kind of a sea salt will add a little bit of the mineral for your body.
We have technical difficulties, but let's restart. I think let's start with the egg, right? Let's start with the egg.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, now remember I add a little bit sea salt and a little bit of a white pepper. The reason why I don't use the black pepper is that I don't want the black color ruin my beautiful yellowish egg. Okay. And I'm going to divide the shrimp in this on the back of this is the intestine sand. Okay, I took it away so that it is very clean. So right now we're going to marinate the shrimp. Usually seafood you will use cornstarch and the salt, but with the meat you will use soy sauce and cornstarch. Okay, these are for meat. And the salt is for the seafood because you want it to be tasty, but you don't want it to be the color to be brown because seafood had very simple coral color pink, which looks very beautiful. So that's why I'm using just a little bit of the salt. And you have the recipe. You can follow the recipe and with a little bit of cornstarch. So this is how you marinate shrimp. You just rub them evenly so that the the flavor is rubbed in. Okay, you don't need to use a too big egg because you can too big shrimp. You can just use this kind of a maybe a pound for 20 to 30. Okay. So see, the drier it is, the more crispy, the crispier it is. So I'm going to stir fry the shrimp, egg, and the green onion. That's it. Very simple, easy. Okay. So now the shrimp is seasoned, the egg is seasoned. Okay. So I'm here putting like half cup of the oil, and you heat the oil. Then you will fry the shrimp, take them out, put them into the egg. And then stir fry everything together with the green onion. Okay. Now the oil has to be heated around 180 Fahrenheit. So let me see if the oil is ready. It's hot enough. So using the chopstick to put it into it, you see the bubble. The bubble is becoming very vigorously, which means it's hot enough. Okay. So now I'm going to do it again. Just take a look. I hope that you can see it. Joanne, can they see it? Okay, so take a look here. Okay, the bubble is hot enough. So now we're putting the shrimp into it. Okay, don't be afraid when you see too much oil, because with this oil with the hot temperature, they actually immediately sear the outside. It won't get inside. Okay, so the shrimp will be outside crispy but inside still juicy. This is how you want to do it. So in order to make the shrimp crispy is to make it dry, but in order to make it tastier, the texture good, you cannot deep fry them until well done. Only actually 60% to 70% done. Okay, this is how you want to do it. So just put them into the oil for maybe 1 minute. It's good enough. When they are curling into a C shape, which means it's really good texture, but when they are curling into an O shape, which means it's overcooked. Okay, so right now I only use 2 tablespoons of the oil, remaining oil in the wok. Then I'm adding the green onion to make a good flavor comes out, good aroma comes out. So you stir fry and you actually fry the green onion for 30 seconds. Okay, and then you will put the mixture with the egg and the shrimp into the wok. But be careful, you don't stir fry them. So because in Chinese we call smooth fry, 滑蛋, okay? Smooth, which means you don't stir fry like this, you only move the spatula. So look at this. I'm putting everything into it. Okay, wait for about 2 seconds, and then you move the wok. Okay, you move the wok to let the egg being fried gradually, tenderly into the wok with the heat like that. So when they are almost done, you will let them stand there for a little bit. Okay, why? Because we want it to be 3 layers of the texture. On the top is only medium. In the middle is medium well. But that part, which touches the bottom of the wok, is well done. So when it is well done, it's golden brown, beautifully done. But the inside is medium well, and then on the top is only rare. So when it is rare, it's like medium rare. It tastes very fresh and very delicious. This is how you want to do it. And this is the way the Cantonese chef do it, okay? So even some Cantonese chef already forgot this kind of texture. They just stir fry with big heat and the egg was too much well done. Or sometimes they just cannot cook this kind of 3 layers of the texture. This is how you want to do it, okay? So just take a look at here. I wish you could see the golden brown color. I don't know if you can see it. Did you see it? Yeah, okay, this is how you want to do it. This is the texture you want, okay? So now, it's done. See how simple, easy, and delicious. This is how we want to do it. So just take a look at this dish. I don't know if they can see it. Yes? Okay. We do this to wish you healthy because this is protein. Okay, this is protein that you want to get during this COVID-19. This is why you only see me in the Zoom. But I just want everyone to enjoy this kind of food, simple, easy, but delicious. And the egg is the most easier one to absorb the protein for your body. Okay, this is why I put this into our recipe so that I want you to enjoy it at home. It's very delicious. So on behalf of the mayor, I think you should try it. Yeah, I heard the mayor is here. I feel very honored. Thank you for coming to support us. Yeah, so mayor will be the friend of the library, right? Yeah.
We're so lucky to be here. We have to actually take over.
Yeah, taste it. The shrimp is very crispy, crispy outside, tender inside, and the egg is very smooth, which does have the 3 layers of the texture. It is good,
It's
right?
really good. Now, the egg is still like, it's not fully cooked,
Right.
so you can still, not runny either.
Yeah, like different layer of the texture in one bite.
Yeah.
This is what
I can taste the more cooked, the crispy, and it tastes the.
Yeah, especially the green onion is really good. Okay, so I'm going to prepare.
That's so good too.
Yeah, I'm going to prepare the second one for you. Okay, the second one is tofu. Okay, so I want you to take a look at our ingredient. First of all, we are using the ground meat, okay, either pork or beef, depending on which one you like, okay, and then we have the tofu. Tofu is considered very healthy for your body because it is a vegetarian protein, especially it's made from soybean, okay, made from soybean. And this contains a lot of isoflavone that will help your brain to create your own hormone. Because a lot of people want it to be healthier and they want to have a lot of protein by their body. But this vegetarian protein by soybean is very delicious and very healthy for you, okay? But before we are going to prepare the spice. So I am going to introduce to you the green onion. All you have to do is just chop them finely. Okay, this one I'm going to add half of them into the wok first, and then I leave a final touch on the top. So we leave a little bit green color on the top. Then I'm going to use the ginger. Ginger is considered hot for your body, but look at this. I never peel off the skin because the skin is considered cold. Very important, cold skin, okay? Just like you jump out from the water, it's cold. So I always say that I don't scrape them out. Why? Because when it is too hot for somebody, they cannot bear with it. When it is too hot, maybe you have too much heat in your body, like too much sun in your body, you don't want it. Then sun is healthy, but if you have too much of them, you're going to have too much fire in your body. Then you will get trouble because you get pimple on your face, or you get some skin problem on the surface of your skin, or sometimes you get impulsiveness, becoming easily to get angry. So you have to save the skin of the ginger, that's right. Okay, especially you always use the ginger to stir fry with the egg with the tomato, because tomato is considered really cold for your body. So a lot of people think that tomato is good for prostate, so they take a lot of the tomato. But the problem is if you take too much of them without the ginger to balance the coldness, then men will get impotent. So this is why you don't eat the raw tomato don't eat too much for your salad. Okay, better to just put them into soup, Russian soup with the asparagus, the oxtail with a lot of tomato, carrot, onion, cabbage. Okay, with the tomato. Okay, or you can stir fry with the egg, which is very good. When we were in high school, my mom always put this for us. So when you put it into the lunchbox, even reheated, it still tastes good. A lot of people is afraid of taking the lunchbox because some of the food, when you reheat it, the flavor won't be good. Okay, so you better just try this kind of food. Even if you reheat it, it still stays the same, good, delicious. So tomatoes to stir fry with egg, which actually is very healthy. Okay, now I'm chopping the garlic for this ingredient. Okay, and I'm going to put them into a plate. Okay, you can see the onion here. and garlic. So see the proportion. Okay, you will use over a tablespoon of the garlic. Okay, like a teaspoon. They mix together. Like a teaspoon of the ginger, then like 1 tablespoon of the green onion. This is how you want the proportion of that. Then I'm going to cut the tofu for you. Okay, you take them away from the box. Take a little water. And take the tofu out. Okay, how you cut the tofu is that you slice from the middle. Take a look. You slice from the middle to make them into 2 big slices. Then 1 in the middle, 2 on the right and left side, and then 1 in the middle, 1 from the left side, 1 from the right side. Okay, this is how you cut the tofu. Okay, usually we will cut it earlier and leave them there until some of the excess water leaking out, because some of the excess water does have a raw soybean flavor that you don't want it. Well, otherwise you can cook it longer time in the oil, in the water, to make it taste better. Okay, so this is how you want to do it. So now we have our ingredient here, the spice, 3 kinds of spice, and the meat here, pork or beef, either way. Okay, we have these 3 kinds of ingredients already. Then I'm going to introduce to you the seasoning. Okay, this is our hot bean paste. Okay, this is preserved and fermented lima bean. Okay, and with the chili sauce. Okay, you chop the chili real fine, blend them into like a paste, and you mix them there and put them into a jar and let them be fermented. Okay, this is how you do it. This is really good, very tasty. And then we have 3 kinds of ingredient for the soy sauce, vinegar, and sesame seed oil. Okay, these are the 3 ingredients that we always use. I call them 3 company. Simple, easy one: soy sauce, vinegar, and sesame seed oil. Okay, so sometimes if you don't have a vegetable today, but I do have some bell pepper or cucumber, so I cut them into slices or pieces. I chop them with the knife, and then I put them together into a big jar, a big bowl. So I will put 3 of them, like same portion. Okay, 1 tablespoon soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, vinegar, and 1 tablespoon of the sesame seed oil. Put them together to mix with a little bit sugar to make it tastier, and add a little bit chopped garlic. Mix them up, and that will be the Chinese salad, okay, which is considered very cool for your body. So after eating a lot of fish, protein, meat, you will need some kind of vegetable, or we call it salad, because we mix 3 of them together. This is what we call fish company. So almost every stir-fry dish in the Chinese way, we always use 3 of them. Only the proportion is different. If you make salad, if you forgot the proportion, you just put them like the same: 1 tablespoon, 1 tablespoon, 1 tablespoon. Or if you have a bigger portion, you make 2. Okay, you make them 2 or 3 times more. But when you're cooking this, you maybe use 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, but only a teaspoon of the vinegar, because you don't want it to be too sour. And then this, you may be using 1 teaspoon, okay, or even less than 1 teaspoon. So this is suited to your taste, seasoned to your own taste. It doesn't matter which one you add. So I'm going to add a little bit sugar there, and here you have the spicy sauce. So you have spicy sauce, 3 company, a little bit sugar. That's it. So finally, you're going to add the cornstarch to thicken the sauce. So I'm now just adding a little bit oil into the wok, Well, actually, I don't want to waste the oil when we cook the egg, so I'm using the remaining oil to cook it, okay? So I will heat the oil until it is hot and putting all the spice into it. This finger is called mapo tofu, okay? Tofu is finger, we call it tofu. Mapo is a name of an old lady. Ma means purple on her face. She's got purple on her face. Po means old lady. So people doesn't know her name, they just call her Ma Po. In Sichuan, it's a very famous dish which already lasts over 100 years. So Ma Po tofu become very famous. Okay, a lot of the Chinese food was named after the person who created it. So this is Ma Po tofu. So when you go to Sichuan restaurant, you can order it. But don't order Ma Po tofu at other restaurants, like Cantonese restaurant, Shanghai restaurant, they cannot make authentic one, okay? Only Sichuan restaurant make the perfect Ma Po tofu. So this is why I'm going to teach you how to make it. And once you know how to make it at home, you can even make better than all the other chefs, okay? Because some of the different restaurants, they learn different cuisine. They may not know how to use it. But this, I may maybe ask Joanne, our secretary, to take a picture of it. So you will use the picture going to the market to ask them, do you have this? Of course, there are a lot of different chili sauce, but this is the best one because it's derived from Sichuan, where Ma was the place where she was born. Why we call this here is because Ma Po and her husband are the hard labor poor people. So the husband was doing the, to carry heavy object for people at the harbor, okay? So she has to make the husband healthy and eat more because you have to have a lot of energy doing this. But of course, they don't have too much money to buy expensive meat or steak, right? So they use the ground meat together with the vegetarian protein to make it. But in order to enhance her appetite to eat more, so she added spicy. So when you eat spicy, you have to eat more rice, then you get more energy. This is how you do it, okay? So when the oil is hot, I am putting the garlic. You can see the oil was bubbling, which means the oil is hot enough. And I'm adding only half of the green onion onto it because finally, when I finish it, I want the green color to stay on the top. So I just stir fry this. So now the good aroma coming out. Okay, after the hot spicy, like you add the green onion, garlic, and ginger, you will add the hot spicy sauce into it and stir fry. I'm going to add the ground pork into it. So when you add the ground pork, you turn the heat to slow, okay, to low heat, because you don't want the ground pork sticking together, okay. So you will turn off the heat or turn the heat into very small, very low heat, so that it will be easier to separate. I always have the ground pork or ground beef in my refrigerator because they are very easy to defrost and easy to stir fry, and the flavor is easy to get in, to be absorbed. So it's easier. So I use this to make meatballs, meat sauce for the noodles or rice, everything. So it's simple, easy, okay? So when they are separated, I can turn the heat on to stir fry them. Okay, so now we are going to add the seasoning to it, especially the soy sauce, okay? Soy sauce are fermented by soybean too, okay? So we're together now, the soybean mother with the soybean all together, okay? So these are fermented. This is why they are very healthy for your body, okay? Everything fermented are supposed to be good for our body. They have the probiotic thing, but they have to be stir fried with all these kind of spicy green onion, garlic in the oil because they do have this kind of fermented flavor that you don't want. Okay, so I'm now adding them into the oil together with the spice and the meat. So stir fry them until all the flavor was evenly mixed. Okay, then I'm going to add the vinegar. Okay, this is a brown vinegar. We call it 镇江醋. It's very good flavor. But you don't add the brown vinegar from the middle, only from the side of the wok. Let it touch the hot temperature of the wok, so it evaporated. The sour flavor was gone, and the good aroma coming in. Okay, so now this is the way. Okay, just a little bit on the side. You want it to be very aroma, good flavor, and you don't like the sour flavor into it. Okay, so still always using the high heat. Then finally, I will add the tofu into it. So we have a saying in Chinese, 千滚豆腐万滚鱼. So you boil, reboil, and boiling until like 1,000 times. And you will boil the fish until 10,000 times, which means that you want to cook the soup longer time to make a good flavor absorb into the tofu. So the more you add, the better flavor it is. So I'm now adding a little bit of the water into it. Just like 1/4 cup or 1/3 cup, depending on how much ingredient you have in the wok. So I'm going to cook it until it is boiling again. Okay. Finally, I want to introduce to you another ingredient, which is very, very special. Do you know brown peppercorn? We only know white peppercorn, black peppercorn. We usually don't use the brown peppercorn. This is Sichuan brown peppercorn. The brown peppercorn has this kind of feature. When you taste it, it numbs your tongue. Okay, so it is called ma. Okay, but ma is also pronounced the same and the same character, calligraphy, like the freckle, but also the same character for sesame seeds. So it's funny that we add 3 of them here. We have a mapo lady who cooked this. She used the brown peppercorn powder and she used the sesame seed oil to cook with it. Okay, so we're waiting for this to be boiling. Okay, so now waiting for this to be boiling, I am finally I will add this brown Sichuan brown peppercorn into it. But also I am going to make some water. This is the bowl for water. I'm going to make a little bit of the cornstarch paste. This is how you make your soup to be thickened. Okay. So I'm using same portion of the cornstarch with the water. This will be added into the soup to make it thicken, so that all the meat sauce will be attached to our vinegar. The vinegar will taste very good. Okay, this is how you do it. And there's another way to make it healthier. And if you don't want to gain too much weight, that you eat all these protein first before you eat your rice or noodle or bread. Okay. So in the morning when you eat the bread, you better use it together to serve with extra virgin olive oil, with maybe a little bit of the salmon. Okay. Or you may add butter to it. Because when you only eat the bread, okay, They are maybe simple, easy, and delicious, but the problem is the sugar into it will directly going into your vein, in your blood. You have the sugar blood. Sugar blood will feed the cancer cell. So it's very important that you will have a first bite is protein or oil to make yourself healthier. Okay. Thank you. Taking care of all of them. Take a picture so that everybody knows what kind of seasoning we're using. So now take a look. I don't stir fry them vigorously because I don't want them to be spoiled by the spatula. Okay. So now turn on the low heat. Turn to the low heat when you want to season the soup. When you want to season the soup, you don't stir fry them vigorously because you want to ruin the shape of the tofu. Okay, now take a look. I actually only thicken on the side to make it becoming thicker. Gradually adding them, then mix them into the meat and the sauce. This is how you want it, okay? Don't just splash on the middle, sprinkle them without taking care of the shape, then it will not look beautiful. Okay, wait until it is boiling. I'm going to add finally the green onion to it. Look at it. The green color makes it look more beautiful and vivid. Okay? And I'm splashing just a little bit pinch of the sugar. And then finally the Sichuan brown peppercorn powder. This is optional, but for being the Sichuan authentic mapo tofu, you have to add it, okay? Or if you think it will numb your tongue, you're afraid of it, you can go buy the brown peppercorn oil. They are available in market too, okay? Then they taste really good. But with the brown peppercorn oil, you can only add 2 drops, no more, okay? But here, you can add as much as you want. But I am only splash a little bit on the top, that's it. Not too much, because somebody is afraid of the hot spicy, they will be afraid of it. Okay. Now we're done. Turn off the heat and put it out here. This goes really well with the rice. Okay, we can see them, right? So this is the exactly Sichuan mapo tofu, very authentic. Don't forget that we are using the ground meat with the tofu, and then with the 3 spice. What I mean the 3 spice means the green onion, garlic, and ginger. 3 of them, chop them finely. And about the seasoning, you use the hot spicy chili sauce. Then you use the Chris Company. What are the Chris Company? You still remember? Soy sauce, vinegar, sesame seed oil. Okay? So when you have them, you know all kinds of auxiliary seasoning to cook the Chinese food. Okay? So finally, a little sugar, then with the brown peppercorn powder, and then thicken with it. That's it. So you're not taking the picture for them?
They want to know the bottle, so they can just read the stores.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, bring the picture into it. But I insist these 2 of the soy sauce and the vinegar. Sesame seed oil can be either way.
Any brand?
Yeah, any brand is okay. Yeah, but these 2 are very important.
So I get to taste test again.
Yeah. Oh. So a lot of people will be using the dark color soy sauce for it. Yeah, but the light color is tastier and more salty. So either way. Do they have any questions?
Oh, they do. They before we do have cooking class every month, right? We'll have one October 28th,
yeah,
and we'll have one November 18th and one December 9th.
Okay.
So we look forward to it.
Okay.
If you have questions, they want to know, not the cooking yet, but they want to know where you got your food for.
Yeah, I collect all kinds of apron. This is from Japan because Hana Emori is a very famous designer. She created all kinds of flower and butterfly. So Hana means flower. That's her name, Hana Emori.
Oh.
So if you know this name, Hana Emori, it's very simple, easy to spell. Hana, H-A-N-A-E, Hana Mori, M-O-R, because they don't have the R sound. They don't know how to say rose, they will say rose. Okay, so Mori, they will pronounce it Mori. So Hana and Mori, so you know it every time. Okay.
And also the pants and pots, is a certain brand.
Well, yeah, this is I forgot, I bought it at Costco. Black check, something like that. I will update you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically use
This will you know, putting the heat really quick together.
Now I noticed there's like honeycomb inside the pot. It's different than just the regular
Like yeah, they're non-stick. They look like honeycomb. Honey. I don't know how to say it. The beehive.
Yeah.
It is.
So it's faster, right?
Right. Okay. One more advice is that the cornstarch is made of corn, right? But if you buy the potato starch, they are thicker. So when you add potato starch, you have to be really careful. Add it slower, okay? And don't add too much because they stick together very tight.
Yeah, we always enjoy talking. She always.
I talk too fast.
That's fine. You always give us a lot of tips. Like I didn't know about the shrimp. So because
sea
for
shrimp.
lucky us here, we get to taste the shrimp and the egg. It was so delicious. The shrimp was perfect. The texture. It was not.
Sea shrimp.
Yeah, so I didn't know that. So
Another question too?
Yeah, I have
Okay, one more question.
3 more questions.
Okay.
First one, what kind of oil do you use?
Okay. I am very concerned about the oil. Okay. Better to use the grapeseed oil, which is the temperature is because the smoking point is higher. It's over 450 to 475. So when you want to deep fry anything, grapeseed oil is the best one. But actually, for health, okay, avocado is better. The best way is to use the extra virgin. But anything except extra virgin olive oil, don't use olive oil to cook because anything refined are the bad oil. Okay?
and you don't want it to overheat, right?
You don't want to overheat because it's only 250, the smoking point. When it is over, it's less. So, but they use the leftover from the extra virgin to make the refined oil, olive oil. They tell you that this can be stir fried because it can resist the high temperature. No good. Don't do it because all these bad oil will be getting into your liver and kidney will take up all the toxin, the chemical, then they go back into your guts, and the guts will be sticking together and you have a lot of stones there. Not stones, they're actually dry oil nuts, so don't do it. Okay. For high temperature, grapeseed oil. For cooking, avocado oil, or maybe a little bit coconut oil. Don't use all the refined oil. I don't use refined oil. Not good.
Yeah, with Theresa, she always, when she cooks, she always gives us some health tips too. Always.
Right. Very important. Very important. Yes. Second question.
When did you add a hot bean sauce?
At the very first beginning, after the 3 spices, the green onion, garlic, and ginger. When after that the aroma comes out, I add hot spicy sauce.
And they need to know what brand of hot bean sauce, so maybe I can cook on the pan. What's the brand?
Sichuan.
You can find this at most Chinese market, right?
Yeah. 我今天好像忘加了，大笑话，不好意思。
So that's the brand name.
四川郫县，四川郫县。One more question.
The question says, may stir fries often come out too salty? Recipe tend to have soy sauce, oyster sauce, and other popular sauce. I can't remember. So what's the question?
Okay, I can answer this. If you go to the market, you have two colors of soy sauce. They have darker color, they have lighter color. Lighter color is more saltier. The darker color tastes better, not salty. Okay, so if you want the color darker, you can add a little bit of this lighter color and then a little bit of darker color.
你问他中国菜有些什么特色？
What is your favorite Chinese cuisine?
Favorite Chinese cuisine? You mean a dish or any kind of category of dish?
Let's look at categories first.
Okay.
Maybe give a simple introduction to the Chinese food. And
Okay, Chinese food is divided into 8 categories. Okay, one is Canton, is at the south. Cantonese, like Hong Kong, like Canton when you go shopping there. One in the middle is Shanghai. Shanghai is very famous for their sweet and soy sauce. Okay, one is north, which means Beijing. Beijing is the capital. Okay, so 3 of them. Then you go to the western, which is Sichuan, Hunan. Okay, so you have Sichuan, Hunan. You have Beijing. Beijing, the most famous one is Beijing duck, but they are very tasty. They always use a lot of salt, especially at the cold weather. They use the salt to preserve the vegetable and the cabbage, so they become very salty. Okay, and so we have Shandong. Shandong was one of the famous ones, and Yue, Ming, and Fujian. Fujian is famous for their Buddha jump over the wall. I don't know if you know that Buddha jump over the wall.
Yeah.
Which is very famous. They put all kinds of sea cucumber, shark's fin, scallop, all abalone, all the expensive ingredients into it. Okay, and even the fish maw. Okay, it's very expensive, very hard to get, especially now. People don't want them to use the shark's fin anymore. But still, it's one of the most famous and expensive things in Chinese food. I actually like Canton food very good. I like Shanghai very well too. Okay, a little bit about my background, because my family owned a cooking institute in Taiwan when the Republic of China was still the member of the United Nations. So that time we have a lot of famous chefs coming over from China. So you got all kinds of food there. But some of the people are not rich, so they don't know how to cook Chinese food. So our family owns a cooking institute. That time, all the ambassadors' wives are students. So a lot of students, when they go abroad, study in the United States or Europe, they all come to our cooking class to learn how to cook to get a diploma. So when they have a certificate, they go to apply for the visa, always pass, because the ambassadors know us, so they let them pass. So they open a lot of restaurants. Yes.
There's one more question. When you do a stir fry, what's your favorite wine to use?
Depends. If I cook with the brown sauce like Hong Shao means brown soy sauce stew. That I use the Shaoxing wine. But if I cook the soup, I use the rice wine. Okay, but I never use the cooking wine, because there are a lot of cooking wine cheaper in the market, especially Chinese market. They are not real wine. They are only any wine flavor. So I don't like it. I use these two kind of wine, or even vodka. Okay, I will use those kind of wine to cook the soup. Anything with the stew without soy sauce. By using the soy sauce, I always use Shaoxing. Shaoxing is very famous in Shaoxing and Shanghai area, and it's very good. We usually will heat it and drink it with to match with the pairing with the brown sauce meat or pork knuckle or branch of pork. Okay?
Well, thank you so much, Theresa.
You're welcome. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and thank you for participating. And I know you're all probably gonna go out to the market and get all the ingredients, start cooking. And well, we get to start doing it now.
Yeah.
Okay. Join us October 28th, also 11 a.m. And we will have the ingredient list ahead of time to send to the library and library can send out.
Just so they can watch the recording.
Oh, and you can also watch the recording on our website. It's ccsm.org. ccsm.org. And just look for activities and just look for today's. We'll probably have it uploaded by tomorrow, and we can go over the instructions. And like I said, we always enjoy Theresa. She's very lively, and she always gives us a lot of fun.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye. Bye.